Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Today's flavor is cinnamon stick. I haven't had that one in a little bit. Well, today it's not a bad day. It's going to be 50-ish. And it's partly cloudy. Not raining, so it's not gloomy. And this week it's supposed to warm up a little bit, but still get cold at night. So nothing new with the gardening experience is going to be happening outside. Still a little cold for me to clean up out there and switch around my city picker grow boxes, but I'll get there eventually. So today I have to do some research on finding a new cell phone, and we'll see how that goes. There's certain features that I want. This phone has a stylus built in, which I thought was a very nice feature. It also has an SD slot because I make so many videos and take so many pictures. That's important for me, so the phone memory doesn't fill up like right away. But I would like to find an Android phone that switches back and forth between front and rear camera while you're making a video. But apparently those are very expensive, and I know iPhones can do that, but those are expensive too. So I don't know. I wish we could make our own phones, put them together, but that doesn't work. Just like you do computers. Well, I guess I'll just have to pick whatever features I find are the most important and just go with that. It's so confusing. There's, again, so many choices out there that it makes you crazy. But we'll figure it out. If any of you have any phone suggestions, leave me a comment below. What features you like. Oh, and also I have to have a low-cost plan because I pay for mine and my mom's phones. So, alright, I'm going to go do some research and have my coffee, and then I'll meet you at the budget book. Time for the budget book. So yesterday I did spend money. I went and had pizza with my mom, and I also bought a couple of things for the garden, some cups, and I've got a couple more containers for outdoor sewing. So not too big of an expense, but still an expense. So I have to go out and look for a new phone. I was going to do that today, but I'm really not feeling up to shopping, so I may do a little research online and check out the phones that are available. I think I'm going to stick with an Android phone. I actually prefer those over iPhones. I've had both in the past. But I have to see what each one offers and then what each provider offers. Apparently, my particular phone, which is an LG Stylo, isn't receiving updates anymore through the carrier because I guess they don't carry that phone anymore. So, and it's an old phone. I knew it was on, on borrowed time, but I've liked it. So, well, we'll see what I come up with. Like I said, I have to do a little shopping around. I'm going to check Walmart and Best Buy to see if they have any phones on sale. I think I can get a phone there and take it to the carrier that I choose, but I have to see what plans are available. So that'll be a day's worth of shopping around physically, going to the stores, which I'm really not looking forward to. So I think I'm going to stay home today, but I'm not sure if I perk up a little bit. I'm not feeling 100%. If I perk up a little, then I may go out this afternoon. But one day this week, I'm definitely going to have to go get a new phone because this phone, a lot of times I can't make calls. It's sporadic. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't, and it drops calls. Texting is still okay, the internet is still okay, but I find it's important to be able to make and receive calls. So that's my update for my budget book. Not too bad this month. I think I could have done a little better. And hopefully by April, I'll have all my garden supplies that I need to get this garden going. So, all right, see what's going on later. All right, I'm still drinking my coffee and it's already 1:30. I've been looking on the internet for phones and seeing what's what and the biggest bang for my buck, and I think I'm going to end up making a trip to Best Buy. They looked like they had several contenders on sale. So, cheers! I shouldn't even be drinking that right now because I wanted to do a little review on a couple things I got at Dollar Tree. And of course, I'm not affiliated with Dollar Tree, but I like to share things with you guys if I find something kind of neat. So I found these dental whitening strips, and they had two different kinds. They had one infused with activated charcoal, and they had one infused with coconut oil. Well, you get 3 in a pack, and it says, see results in as little as 3 days. Safe and non-toxic, enamel safe. So I did try. I imagine you would have to do 3 treatments in a row. You leave them on for half an hour. They're just strips. So I did try the charcoal ones one time, but I should have done the other 2. But if these work, I'll buy more. So this time I want to try the coconut ones, and hopefully I'll think about doing it 3 days in a row and see if they're any good. Now I use whitening toothpaste on myself all the time because I do enjoy having white teeth, but they could be whiter. So there's 2, I don't know, can you see that? There's 2 different strips there. This is for the bottom, this is for the top. So it's kind of got gooky gel on it. So I'm going to put this on, and then I'm going to leave it on for half an hour. I don't know if I can do this just looking in the camera, but I'll give it a try. They seem to stay on pretty well, which is good. Let me try the bottom. They don't taste terrible. Okay. Well, I can still talk with them. So we'll see if they work. That would be nice, $1.25 to whiten your teeth, even if you did this, I don't know, what do you do it once a week? So I'm going to leave this on half an hour, and then half an hour is up. These strips do stick very well to your teeth. I didn't have any problem with them sliding off or anything like that. So we'll see if they do anything. I did take a picture today, and I'll do another picture after I use up all the strips. And I'm planning on using, I have 5 left, so I'm planning on using, alternating between the coconut oil infused and the charcoal infused. So once those are all done, I'll take a second picture and compare the two and see if they work. So I mean, you can't really tell by doing it one time, you know. And like I said, I use whitening toothpaste on my teeth all the time, so my teeth are not horrendously yellow. And I know that's a problem as you age. Your teeth do get yellow, and it gets harder and harder to get them whiter, especially if you're like me and you're a coffee and tea drinker. Now my iced tea I do drink with a straw, but my tea and coffee, I mean the coffee is diluted with cream, and a lot of times I'll put a little cream in my tea as well, but that's all stuff that stains your teeth. So I used to whiten my teeth all the time, but I kind of got away from it in the last few years, well, couple, 3 years. So I want to get back to doing that because I have a lot of different whitening products that are just sitting on the shelf. I don't even know if they're potent anymore, but I'll use them up because I paid good money for them, and then I never did anything with them. I also have a light device that I can use with them, so I might go ahead and use that with these strips and see what that does. But anyway, another experiment here in Ellen's kitchen. I haven't done much of anything today except look for cell phones. And oh, talk about confusing. I just don't know. I do want something with a good camera though. This cell phone that I'm using now doesn't have a great camera to write home about, so that's important to me that I do get one that's got a good camera. I could invest in a camera, but to get a decent SLR camera, it's so, is that right, SLR, DSLR, whatever it is, it's very expensive. Plus, I would have to take some classes to learn how to operate it, or at least get a book tutorial, and it's just not something I feel like doing. I do have a cheap one, but that was a cheap one, so I don't use that. And it's the easiest for me when I make a video to just do it on my cell phone and upload it from the cell phone. I used to make videos on my computer, which is also old. That's about 6-7 years old, maybe even a little older. And it's just a cheap HP, but it's lasted quite a while and it still does what I need it to do. I mean, basically on my computer, and I know I'm getting off the subject, I look for recipes, I do my banking, you know, just simple things. I don't do spreadsheets anymore. I don't do any of that stuff. I'm trying to make everything simple, including my tech use. So a phone that does everything that I want it to do, but yet that simple is what I'm looking for. But anyway, getting back to using what I want to use what I have. I'm still trying to do that. So I'm going around my house looking for things that I haven't used, that have been sitting on the shelf or in a cupboard tucked away that I forgot about. One thing that does is it keeps me busy and it keeps me from going shopping. And another thing that does is it makes my house more pleasant to be in. So being in an overcramped house where every nook and cranny is just jammed full isn't a pleasant experience. And I'm speaking from experience because my cupboards are pretty full. My closets are pretty full still, even though I have been looking through them and getting rid of stuff. I can do better. So I'm kind of excited about seeing how this little experiment with these white strips work, because those can be pretty expensive if you buy the Crest white strips or whatever else they have, Colgate out there. You can pay a pretty penny for those. So if these work along with whitening toothpaste, and mostly I used to use a real cheap ultra bright toothpaste. I've used that for years. It's about $1 a tube. I think it's gone up a little bit now. You can get it at Dollar Tree, Mark's, Walmart has it, you know, and it's around the $1 mark. But I've used that for years, and it's kept my teeth fairly white. So we'll see how this works. And I'm just having leftovers today for dinner. I still have my delicious soup that I made. I still have the mash. And what did I have with that? Well, whatever I had with it. I still have that. So there will be no cooking tonight. There won't be any cooking in a couple days, for a couple days. And this morning I had bought little sausage links from Morningstar Farms, and those are pretty good. So I had that with an onion bagel and a slice of American cheese, and I had one of those potato patties. So that's what I had for breakfast, trying to use up the food I have in my freezer and refrigerator. And that's what I'm doing. So I should plant a few things. I'm kind of a little burned out on that in a minute for now, and I think I need a day, kind of a day off, even though this mess is going to sit here even longer. I worked on it a little bit yesterday, but today my focus is on something else. So, and I do tend to do that. You know, when I get bored with something, I'll move on to something else, and then I'll do that for a while, and then I'll go back to what I was doing, which makes the process even slower. It's hard to believe, but it's even slower. So we're almost to the end of March, just a couple more days left, holy moly. Hopefully April will be a little better in as far as the weather goes, because it's been a cold March. I think we had more warm days in February than we had in March. So, yeah, I'm getting tired of spending money on things that I really don't want to spend money on. I know a lot of people, especially with tech, they love to get new tech every couple years. Not me. I like getting used to it, and then it's quick. It's easy. I don't have to reacclimate myself to all the ins and outs of using it. I don't have to reload all my favorite apps. It's just a big pain. So anyway, that's what I'm up to, and I'll be back in a little bit, and we'll wrap up the day. Well, I'm all done for the day, having my last cup of tea. Nice chamomile tea. It's good for relaxation. It's good for your stomach. So Wasn't an overly productive day today, but that's okay. It was a pleasant day. I didn't get a lot done. I didn't do any planting today. I just needed a break. It was starting to get to be too much planting, so I'm going to take a break for a day or two before I finish up. But I do have to get that stuff outside so that when the weather warms up, the little seedlings will be, hopefully, getting ready to transplant into the garden. So I was pretty much online a good part of the day looking for a phone, and I've kind of narrowed it down a little bit. I mean, if I had, $1,000 to spend on a cell phone, it wouldn't be an issue. But I don't want to spend that much. I think, they only last like 2 years. So I'm not in a huge hurry. As long as I can make some phone calls, I can always text if I have to. So I'll give it, a week or so. I don't want to just buy anything because, when you don't have a lot of money, you have to be careful with what you buy. You don't have the luxury of buying multiples of everything because you made a mistake. So that's my plan anyway. And today I watered all my plants, which was nice. I'm talking about my house plants. There's some that I need to put in new soil. They haven't had new soil in years. So I want to pot some up together so I have less pots to water. But the first thing I want to do is put together my potting bench that I bought probably 3 years ago and still sitting in the box in my garage. So I want to put that together and put that on my deck. Hopefully it'll fit in the spot where I want to put it. Otherwise I'm going to have to rearrange some things on the deck. But because most of my plants, my house plants, are in my dining room, it would be easy to take the plants out there, except that huge one I have. That's not going anywhere. So probably what I'll do with that is just add some fresh dirt on top, give it some fertilizer, and I really don't want it to get any bigger. I mean, I've taken cuttings off of it. Well, hello. And she sounds like a pig. I've made cuttings off of it and just stuck them in the ground. It's a schiffelera. They're really easy to root. So if you want to multiply your plants and you have a schiffelera, you can do that. Just cut it off and either root it in water or stick some rooting hormone in there or not. I mean, I just cut mine off and stuck it in the dirt and they seem to be doing fine. So that's what I did today. Paid some bills. So I did some things. I wasn't laying around all day doing nothing, although that sounds like a great plan. I was thinking that wouldn't it be nice if one day a week you could just like binge watch all the TV you want to watch, or read all day long, or whatever it is you really, really like to do. Just take the day off and just do that thing. So I think coming up I'm going to take a day like that. I don't know if I'd call it a staycation day or just a mental health day or a wellness day. A wellness day would be good, where you just do one thing that you want to do, where you're not running around being busy. So I have to think about that. So anyway, that's all I have for you today, my friends. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. There she is. There's that good girl. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.